trying to capture the, there you go, trying to capture these popping. I just opened up my butter. There you go. I have pints and quarts down in there. Like 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 pints and I think 11 half pints. 12, 13, 14, I think. And 3 or 4 pints of butter. There you go. They're done. This is why I like to just sit the lid back a little bit and let them get acclimated to the room, the temperature of the room, you know. So just wanted you to hear them popping. I'll show them to you in a minute. All right, while I'm waiting for that, I am going to start my hamburger. I'm too short. My hamburger meat. My Chubs. I had to turn the TV down because I forgot. YouTube will hear the TV in the background and strike my channel for whatever, copyright. You can't have anything on in the background when you're making a video. In fact, I'll show you what I'm doing in the background while I'm waiting for those to come out. I cooked my hamburger. I gotta move things around here. I have meat in bags all over the floor because I'm today's canning day. I'm on it. Okay, I cooked my hamburger with some mamacitas. Well, you know, diced tomatoes with basil and green pepper. However you want. I get mine from Mamacitas from Aldi's, and I think that's where they come from. Or you can get the little cans from Walmart. These are Walmart. See little peppers in there. And what I did was I cooked the meat down part way. If you see any that looks a little orange, a little red or something, that's because that's how it's supposed to be. I cooked it down actually a little bit more than what I was supposed to. Because I bought this, and that's from Walmart too. I bought this little electric eye, which is really cool. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah. There it is. I bought that from Walmart too, and it's really nice. You could turn it up. They say it's I think 1100 watts, but it's pretty neat. So I melted my butter here while I was doing other things on the stove and filled up the little pints and stuff and half pints. And while that was cooking for 75 minutes, I cooked my Chubs down, my meat down, hamburger. So I will fill these up. And I'm not worried about putting anything underneath because this is wood. I mean, you know, if you use wood to set them on when you take them out of the oven, right, it should be okay on wood from the table. So I'll be doing that, folks. This is what I'll be doing. I don't know if I want to leave that in or not. Yeah. You could, some people strain, they don't like the grease and stuff in theirs, but we like it in ours, especially when you're making tacos and stuff like that. It makes your tacos taste good. The flavor, it's got the flavor in it. You know, who wants to drain out all the flavor? They just don't like the way it looks because there's like white grease on top of your jar, on the top of your jar whenever you make it. All right. And I will do the other ones. All right, now I'm about to take the butter out. Okay, and I want you guys to see. Take it out. Let's see if I set this right. There you go. Here we go. I'll back this up a little bit. They're still popping, as you can hear. Yeah, they're still sealing. So make sure I'm in. Yeah, it's on. Ready? And there's the butter. What happens is you're going to have some of this stuff set on the bottom, you know, the cream part. But as they cool, you shake them. This one has a lot. As they cool, you shake them. You shake them up about every 15-20 minutes. You shake them until they cool completely, and they are the color of pretty, you know, yellow color like butter is supposed to be. Can you see them all? There we go. Yeah. Okay, those are the pints, and here comes the half pints, which you do not see the water on top of the half pint. Don't drain it off. You know, trying to tap it off a little bit with a paper towel or something, because I always wondered why people did it that way. Because when you try to tilt it and drain it in the pot, some grease from butter or whatever you have in the meat, whatever you're doing, could get in between. Stop the seal. You know what I mean? Can get in between the seal, stop the seal. So let me, if I can use this to take that out. Take out the first and the second dowel. There we go. Take that out peacefully. And it landed hard, but anywho. Here comes the rest of the pint. I gotta scoot something back. And what I like is some of the, can I touch that? Some of the lids, if you do it right and you don't cook them like you're crazy, some of the lids come loose. I saw someone talking about it the other day online, and they don't realize that that happens because they didn't cook it like crazy. They turned their pan, their cooker down, their pressure cooker down, canner, and they allowed it to do what it does best. And when you do that, a lot of times, like right now, a couple of these are loose. You can either tighten it up. If they're sealed though, yeah, the ones that are loose are sealed. They're already sealed. So you could take it off. But I don't like taking it off, because that helps it to seal in case they didn't. So I leave them on. And believe it or not, this was new to me. When you take them out, set them up, don't set them all up on each other. Set them apart from one another, because believe it or not, there is some kind of bacteria or something that can happen between the jars, between the hot jars, that will ruin what's inside of them if they are too close to one another. So you gotta, they say give it at least an inch. Okay, now I'm gonna have to take some out. I have 3 more in there. So, and at least I got to show you what they look like, right? It's pretty, huh? Liquid gold, folks, liquid gold. And the thing I like about it is it's shelf stable. All you do is melt your butter in a pot slowly. Take your time. Listen to the radio while you're melting it. Watch something on TV while it's down low. Don't rush it unless you're in a hurry. I wouldn't do that. Now, some people skim the cream off the top of it when it's in the pot. They skim this part that you see here. They skim that's the cream that makes your butter, right? And that, if you do that, that would be, you're making ghee. And ghee is good for frying and stuff. Ghee is good with hot temperatures. But I wanted butter, shelf-stable butter. So every 20 minutes to half an hour or so, I'll come in and I'll shake each one, slowly, just shake it, and shake it until it's solid. And then you put it on the shelf, and that will last about 5 years or so. We'll say it that way, 5 years or so. All right, let me see if I can turn this off. I am preparing for whatever is supposed to happen after this eclipse. Girly girl and her family is going to eat. All right, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. I shook my pints over here to the right, which you can't see. And now, you notice the butter is still settled a little bit on the bottom, and you just shake it. It's getting cooler. These are getting cooler. When I pick it up, you can see the fat under the bottom, and you just shake. Just keep shaking, shaking, shaking until they finally get solid. And you'll have your milk solids and the oil, which we should call ghee, I guess. Without, it'll all be one, and it'll be shelf stable. And it's looking nicer and nicer as it sets. And even if you do happen to let some of the milk solids get out to the bottom, it's all good. I've had my butter, well, I didn't shake a couple of them good enough, and the milk settled down to the bottom, but it became solid on top, and it was too late to shake it. And it was fine. Every now and then you might find a little condensation or something down in there, but it's been a couple years ago, and I'm not dead yet, so. And that's how you do your butter. All right, everybody, as you can see, it is 9:18 p.m. and I am very, very tired. I had a good day. I used a lot of energy, but it was worth it. Those bubbles will go down, guys. This was, if you remember, I showed you our beef. Okay. This was our beef. And I didn't want to show anybody this, but I think I will. We had one, what's it called?
Angus Chubs?
No, we had, no, I mean, one.
Casualty.
Casualty, yeah. We have one casualty, believe it or not. And I'm not using that. See how it broke? I just threw the bottom of the glass.
Tell her to live a little.
You shut up. She'll kill herself. Alexia will eat. She'll eat beef with the glass in it. But God blesses us so much. I'm not gonna cry over it. And this is what else I did today. Hold on. All right, I'm just adding them all up. We did the butter back here. If you remember, I did the little. Look how nice it came out. I shook them. I kept shaking, and the one's a little thicker than the others, and one didn't seal. But we did those. All those are butter. And then don't forget, I did the Chubs. This is what we use for tacos and spaghetti and all that kind of stuff. But I'm tired. I gotta go. God bless you. God is good and worthy to be praised. Amen.